Hey sister, this is Dr. Karen Osborne. Listen, I'm going to talk to you for 30 seconds before this episode begins about my next Women Wanting More live event. This is 2.5 days of women just like you being pushed physically, mentally, emotionally, getting really clear on what they want, knowing why it matters, and leave with the tools to actually put that into action and being part of a sisterhood. So if this is something that really, really resonates within your heart, sister, I want you to head over to drkarenosborne.com, click on the Work With Me button, and we can start the application process. I look forward to hearing from you. Here's that episode.
Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So I'm just coming off the Women Wanting More live event that we just had here. I live in Victoria, BC, Canada. Oh man, 2.5 days, deep, intense, beautiful, amazing. So proud of the 6 women that were here. Colleen, Amber, Miranda, Natalie, Maggie, who am I missing? Leslie, and the wonderful Adrian who came to support me. So thank you, all of the 6 women that were here, and so excited to continue working with some of you, and for those not that are taking this work and really continuing forward. So here's something interesting that came up for me this morning. So one of the conversations we had at the live event was talking about the concept of threshold. I learned this from some of my coaches. So threshold is going to be, sister, when you hit a wall. Okay, so think of it in terms of like if you're pushing yourself, right? If you're like at the gym or at a workout or you're on a, you're doing a race or something, you hit that wall and you're like, fuck, this is hard. I can't do anymore. I can't lift anymore. I can't move any faster. I can't do another rep. Like I'm done. I can't run any further. It's too hard. And so what happens is you then shrink back because often of the stories are, I'm tired today. I can't do this, like any of that stuff, right? It stops you. And think of it in places like even mentally, emotionally. This can come up as well too. Oh, I've got so much going on. Again, it could be the story of I'm tired. I don't have the energy for this. I don't feel like doing it. This is too difficult. You're starting a new business or maybe doing something online. I don't know how to do this stuff. Who am I to do anything? Whatever the excuses, the bullshit and the stuff that stops you from moving forward. And it makes you go, this is too much. This is too hard. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't have the resources. So I'm just going to stop. I'm going to retract. And then maybe we go back and we try it again. Then we come up against that threshold and we're like, oh. But here's what you fail to know and to understand. If you want to show up as a more powerful person in your life, and that is a question that a few of the women kind of took me aside and go like, have you always been this way? And I'm like, hell fucking no. No. And I'm like, well, what is that? Like, how did you become this? So this is a good concept for you. Let me rephrase that. This is a crucial concept for you to understand this. If you want to have more power, you have to increase your capacity. And the only way for you to increase your capacity is when you hit threshold is to keep going. What does that look like? Well, this morning, so we finished up. I got home, probably close to 10 o'clock last night. Talked to my husband for a while. Was just on this like, oh my God, babe, this event. And I'm just so grateful and these women. And oh my God, the changes they had in 2.5 days. Like, it was just like, holy shit. And we're going to run this again come January. Like, I'm just like, even now I'm having a hard time verbalizing it. So, needless to say, I got to bed late, and alarm went off at 4:40. I had boxing this morning, meeting my trainer at 6 a.m. And so we get to the gym, and my trainer, Rob, takes me through kind of a circuit, kind of get warmed up. We're doing these battle ropes and wall balls and kettlebell stuff and jump squats and a couple rounds of stuff. And after that, I'm just like, whew. I am not feeling good, okay? So what are the stories? I was hitting threshold. The stories were, Karen, you know what, No shit, you're feeling like crap, right? You just come off 3.5 days of a really intense event, leading up to months of this, not having a lot of sleep. Like, of course you feel this way. You should just stop. Okay, so like I kept taking a knee because I was like literally feeling kind of lightheaded. I just felt nauseous. My lower back kind of felt like, ugh, I just felt bad. It hurt. And so my trainer Rob even said to me at one point, he's like, Karen, like just, he knew what I was coming off of, and he's like, you just go home, like it's okay. It's okay. Go home. If you're not up to this, like just don't push yourself too hard. And there was a piece of me that was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, see? I knew I was right. Even Rob's saying it. And Duke's a kickboxer, holds a bunch of titles. Like, if he's saying it, then it must be true. And then I was just like, I thought of this concept, of course, which I know and I live, but even for me, you know, it's like, I can run the stories too, easily. But I caught myself quickly, and that's the difference of really living this and doing this. I caught myself and I was like, you know what? All I have to think about is just the next thing. So I was just like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna keep going. Grab some water. He's like, okay, let's put in the gloves and let's just kind of do some light rounds, you know? So I started into it, and then we did more and more and more intense, and I could feel my energy coming back and power, and I kept going. I finished our whole session, like strong. I hit threshold and I kept going. Now, does that mean that, you know, if I was like barfing, that, you know, and I can't even really like move, like I'm just gonna keep? Of course not. Listen, you could take anything to the extreme. That would be stupid. But I knew this was just threshold. I knew it was just my body was just going like, oh, we would really love some sleep right now. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love some sleep now too. Body, that would be fantastic. I know, I haven't gotten a whole lot. I've been serving and loving and being here for these women, and I should have just slept in. But I hit that threshold and I kept on going. And I felt awesome at the end for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I now know that I've increased my capacity. In that moment, I have now trained my body physically, my brain mentally, like, look, if you hit something, you just keep going. Like, you can do it. You can do more. I'm capable of more. I can do this. I got it. So my coach said to me the other day, hashtag, I got this. And the way for me to gain more power in my life, which is what I always want, it's just like, how can I show up more powerfully? For you on this podcast, for my clients in coaching calls, for the live event, for my children, for my husband, for me. The way I show up more powerfully, I increase my capacity. And how do I do that? Well, when I hit threshold in life, physically in the example of training with Rob this morning, mentally, emotionally, I keep going. I take one step. So here's your more tip for today's sister. Where in your life right now have you hit threshold and you're like, oh, it's too hard. I can't do this. I'm tired. The next time you hit the threshold, and maybe it's right now in your life, maybe it's right now, just try to keep going. Remember, your mind is a liar. It will come up with all sorts of reasons and stories and excuses and bullshit as to why you can't do the things that you want to do. But whatever that threshold is that you reach, just keep going, sister. Keep going. And you're going to find out that the stories aren't true. And it's simply the resistance poking its ugly head. And you can actually do more. So if you're only subscribed to the Women Wanting More newsletter, I want you to head over to drkarenosborne.com. So my website's been up for about 3-4 weeks, and I'm updating some stuff still as well. But head over to drkarenosborne.com. Make sure to opt into the newsletter. There's a few different areas to do that. Podcasts are there. You can actually apply to Coachman 3 right on the website, and everything about Women Wanting More, and really be part of the tribe. So you can actually get information from me daily and learn how to have it all, and really live this life of more through videos and tips and these more tips and podcasts. You got to plug in, sister. You need to get this message daily if you really want to truly live this and understand what it's like to live your life more in power. So I will talk to you on the next episode. A life of more is just one step away from from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.